Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 454th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I am the Clown Prince of Podcasts, 19 days away from the Batman, Trash Snell, and I'm joined by...
The Lord of the Ring, Kirklin Patzer.
Wow.
And I'm the Adam Caster, Dylan Musk.
He definitely is going to be the star, and he's just the Lord of the Ring, you know? Like,
I know, I like it. It's
yeah,
very to the point.
Yeah, just bastard. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Usually we're not doing a newscast on a Sunday night, but just a prefla of stuff dropped in the last. I gotta be honest, my throat feels so dry because I've had tons of Super Bowl snacks and goodies, and I just feel like I just went through one water cup and I'm on my second one. I feel like I just need so much. But
were you hooting and hollering too? Were you just like yelling at the TV?
A little bit, and I was pretty happy.
Face mask.
The face mask was that was
brutal.
bad. Plus, I was pretty happy because Emily's father-in-law was going for the other team, so my team took it. So that's always good, you know. He knows a lot more about football than me, so when I get it right, it's like yes. So newscast as always. We're gonna get into the links quickly because we got lots to talk about. So just go down below. Social media, or video, or audio, where to find us, where to review us, where to listen to us, the podcast network, all our 5 separate feeds, everything there. Head over to Patreon right now because, as usual, the more you support us, the more content you get. So we are thankful to everyone on there. You get exclusive ad-free episodes, early episodes. But right now, in the next month and a half, you are going to be very vital because you are going to be voting on all our Patreon or all our Golden Geek categories. You're going to be helping us choose the winner. Today, I'm not sure. Let me check the poll. I put up the Kano Baron poll, and right now it's tied right now. 50% for Kano, 50% for Baron and Dune. So we're going to, by time, I think Wednesday, whenever the winner is at, it's going to be cut off. If there's, if it's still tied there, then I'll throw it to the public. But right now, you can decide our final 5th spot in the Villains nominee, and then once that's locked, you're going to be helping us choose all the winners. So tons of fun, and that's for any tier, all the way from phase 1 to phase 4. Help us vote. It's always a good time. We want to hear your opinions as well. So decide who's going, Kano or Baron. What a twosome, but it's there. So yeah, who would have thunk it? So that's everything. We're gonna get into this. So we got Doctor Strange to talk about. We got Nope to talk about. We got DC. We got Rings of Power. We got why am I missing Moon Knight a little bit. We got tons of stuff. I might bug Kirklin about Love Is Blind a little bit, and I'll make Dylan go so he doesn't have to sit through the but it's back. Season 2 is back.
Hell yes.
That. But so we got. It was funny. At first, it was just supposed to be a TV spot, but then scoopers were starting to whisper, little birds whispering, "Oh, I hear that the trailer is going to drop right after," and stuff like that. And they did them both. They had a TV spot for Doctor Strange, and they said 3 trailer on or full trailer online, and they did drop that. Dylan Musk, I got to start with you because I know you go back and forth on wanting to watch trailers and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So how did you feel about this one? Because lots of people said they were worried it was going to spoil a lot, and I think they showed some stuff, but I think they're still being pretty cagey. Obviously, there's probably one big thing they did show, but I feel like that's something they want to be in promotional stuff coming up and interviews and everything. So what do you thought? Because this has been one you're hyped. This is a movie you pitched a long time ago. You're like, I just want a Wanda and Doctor Strange movie, and it's happening.
Yeah, it's true. Well, so this one I did see because at Spider-Man they had the first trailer, so I did see that one at the time, but I didn't. You know, I was kind of not trying to pay too much attention to it at the time. I was like, I don't want to see about this. I know I'm gonna go see this in theaters, but obviously, this one I've watched like 3 or 4 times now just to make sure I can know what we're talking about here. And I mean, I'm super excited. There's just a lot of fun characters in here in terms of just like other characters from the MCU and beyond, but also just like there's a green-haired ram minotaur dude in here. I don't know what he's about, but he looks great. Like, I can't wait to see what that character's about. I think maybe the hard thing for me with this trailer in particular is that just the idea of this is like, who knows what is reality and what's just in his head or what's in some weird multiverse and not actually real. So it's hard for me to follow like the story, what exactly is actually going on here, but that's totally fine. I'm just down for a trippy adventure that I'm really lost for the first half of the movie, and then it all kind of gets tied together. So I would say we voted for this as most anticipated in Golden Geeks, and it definitely holds true after this trailer as well.
Yeah, someone in the chat, I suppose, let me know. I can't remember how you pronounce his name. His name's like Kieran or Kieran, the guy you're talking about. He is a sorcerer, and he's in a lot of the promotional material, like T-shirts and stuff. So like, it sounds like he's gonna be an actual like maybe not a massive character, but he'll be around and stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, that's going on. So Kirk and Patzer, what did you think about this trailer? And then I'll go, and then I want you to pull up a trailer for a few images so you can prep for that after.
Yeah, this trailer kind of blew my mind. I was expecting big things, and I guess I got them. It's one of those where I feel like I honestly grasped like 20% of it. Maybe it's just like me recovering from being sick, and also just so much was going on like in the trailer. I am glad that I'm gonna pull it up and we're gonna go through it. Rintra, I think.
Yeah.
There you go.
The K is silent apparently, and not in the name either. There you go.
Not even there. It's invisible.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's so much shown in this trailer, and yeah, I'm just excited to bring it up and talk about each thing in particular. I think even just from that one, what movie was it that we got the teaser like at the end credit scene?
No Way Home. Dylan just
No Way
mentioned
Home,
it.
right.
Come on, man.
Gosh, I'm sorry.
You can only use
I guess
COVID
that
as an
wasn't-
excuse
I
for
guess that
so
was a
long.
post-credits thing.
It was a
right?
post-credit
Yeah.
scene.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So yeah, what like a lot was shown there, and that kind of blew my mind, and this just kind of expanded upon that and showed even more, and it was crazy. This movie is, gosh, I'm so excited for this movie to come out. There's so much content between now and when this movie actually comes
Yeah.
out. It's gonna be a crazy ride, but no, there was a lot of crazy stuff, and man, I'm getting scared of Wanda. Not scared for Wanda, I'm scared of Wanda now. So yeah, I'll leave it there.
Yeah, Josh Perez says it's crazy, a lot of little Easter eggs in the trailer and the poster. And yeah, we'll talk about the poster too, but like the poster, if you look at all the shards of glass, it's really cool. It's strange. And like one of the shards of
Oh,
glass
so good.
is Captain Carter's shield, who we'll talk about. She's from What If, obviously. But yeah, there's like zombie strange. There's eyes of people we don't even know who they're for. You know, there's like there is a logo of just Captain America, and that's interesting because like why is that? And people have always speculated, what if we get like Hydra Captain America and everything like that? So the poster pretty much reveals another multiverse character not in the trailer. Yeah, that's probably who we're talking about. It's Captain Carter one. But yeah, with Cap's symbol being in there. That's what throws me off. I am wondering if we're gonna see a young Chris Evans, but yeah, I am. This is great, like you said, Kirkland. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, we have the Batman in 19 Days. You got Moon Knight after that. You got a Halo series, and then the biggest one yet, you have Morbius. So everyone's really excited about that, and then Doctor Strange. But it is crazy, and that's where when this came out, the trailer. Like, I like the trailer. I think it did really well. I think it's good for the general audience. I think it's good for us. It's just one of those. It's like, man, we just live in such a time. You know, the fact that there's a trailer right now with Doctor Strange 1 and all this crazy stuff's going on, and you hear the voice of what very likely 100% is Patrick Stewart, and you're just like, this is just crazy. Like, it's just like the world we're living in, and which is good, because we talked about this with No Way Home, but I always wonder that with Endgame. It's like, can I get to this level of being this excited for a Marvel movie? And I don't know if I'll get excited as this one as I will for No Way Home, because I love, like, just seeing Tobey and Andrew was something, and Willem Dafoe, but we're starting to get there. And I was surprised because, like I said, I think the trailer did a good job. My favorite part of the trailer, which we'll talk about, but is what I care about the most is not the cameos. That's fun. For me, it is the Wanda and Strange dynamic, and I love anytime Marvel does this, whether it's Thanos's, like, was he right? Whether it's Civil War, of the fact if she points out, like, hey, I do all these things and I'm looked at as like bad or an enemy, but like you can break the rules and you're a hero, right? And that's the great dynamic. Now, when I think she's talking to him, I think she's doing that in like he's trapped, she's giving a villain monologue sort of way. I do think she is the main antagonist of this, but I think it's right. And I think it's one of these things that I think we're assuming she's talking about WandaVision, but I think it's just she maybe wants those kids back, and she's like, well, you know, you can help little Peter Parker out and do all this stuff, but if I try to do something, I'm bad guy. And I think that's when the MCU's at its best, when whoever the antagonist is or the issue is, you can see the point of view. It's not just, okay, I want to destroy everything, and we go that way. So apparently Deadpool's in the poster as well. I did not see that. Somebody, Joshua Perez, if you know where that is, point that out. I did not see that. Maybe it's like an eye, but that one I think is a bit more rumored and everything. But Kirk and Pats, when you get a second,
I don't see the Deadpool anywhere on here.
Pull up that trailer there. But yeah, I thought it was a really good trailer. Lots of excitement, lots of visually very, very cool. Like, if you like the trippiness of the first Doctor Strange, man, you're gonna really like this one. So we're just gonna play it. If there's any point to stop, you can say that. But oh, his eyes, no. But
That's where Deadpool was if you zoom in.
in his eyes, and yeah, lots of cool stuff here. You
Look at
know,
this little symbol he's got on his back there.
yeah,
too.
it's a
I was
couple
wondering what
times
that
he's got a
was.
new cape. You know,
Yeah.
Strange has got a new groove and everything like that.
Yeah, well, what's up? If he like embroiders that cape, does it lose its powers? Does it gain new powers? Can he just embroider new powers on there?
Or did the cloak just go away, get a tattoo, and come back? You know, just like, hey, you know, I got this going on. But
Tramp
that
stamp.
mummy Dormammu looking guy.
Yeah.
Really cool. Really cool.
Is
Yeah,
that what that is? Dormammu?
I don't.
He just
no,
kind
I
of has
don't
the
think
same
so.
energy.
He does, yeah. There's so much stuff going on, and this is when he's talking about a dream. The girl that you see many times in this trailer, his name is America Chavez. She has the power of like jumping universes and things like that, so she'll be a new
That's
character.
not. I thought this was Miss Marvel. That was what I was.
No, that's a
thinking.
different
Okay.
character. Yeah. So
And even just this, I found this to be very like Scarlet Witch powers,
Yes.
eh? Yeah.
yeah,
And then this, doesn't he have a book here? Or was I
very
mistaken?
same color base and stuff like that. He does, and Wanda
Yeah.
had a book she was reading and
I
everything
thought
like that,
was
right?
the same book.
Yeah, so you just get some Wong.
Wong's
back
got
and
a
forth.
lot of scars on his face too.
Reportedly, the
He's been
mummy
cage
demon is a
fighting.
hunchman. He has been cage fighting and Shang-Chi and everything like that. And there's poor Christine. She's getting married at, I don't think, Strange's wedding and stuff like that. So it's going to be a tough pill for him to swallow. It will be coming up. So we've seen this before. They talk about the multiverse, yada, yada,
There's
yada.
that. Oh, yeah. There's my man.
Yeah, the Minotaur.
What was his name again? I already forget.
Reintar, I think S-Bub said.
Rintrah.
Rintrah.
With a K that's silent and not actually there.
And it said
Yeah.
this. Now, we've seen it before. Love and Bear Mordor's new look. Very impressive. So, want to pause right there to Kirklin. So,
The
right,
fembots.
yeah. So those are actually Ultron bots. They're obviously looking different and whatnot. We don't know their
Yeah.
origin, but you can keep going right now. But that's very cool. This movie's gonna be
I
so
like the framing
cool.
of that shot too. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, stop right here. My favorite is Doctor Strange has like this
Look at that ear.
look. That's definitely Xavier's ear. But no, he has this look of like, oh my god. But like to him, it's gonna be nobody. That's clearly like just for us because it's just like he's
Yeah.
not gonna have any idea. But this is very interesting because this had been rumored for a while that Xavier was going to be in this. It's funny that I think it was about 2 years ago, Patrick Stewart said he had coffee with Kevin Feige, but it didn't really go anywhere. Yeah, all right, it didn't really go anywhere. But what's interesting is the fact that we talked about Toby and Andrew so much, but in the marketing, they never once hinted towards them, right? We had concepts from their movie, but they never put it out there. This is more than enough that sure, there's going to be some people that go, oh, who's that? But the good thing is they'll look online and you'll see this trending, a simple search. So, Dylan, what do you think about having Patrick Stewart back? Because I'm saying this is a confirmation. This is like it's him. It's a bald head. They're hiding him, but it's a confirmation. So, what do you think about him being in the MCU? And technically, this will be our first mutant in the MCU.
Yeah, because we got the
Ralph
we got
Boner wasn't.
No.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this recently because I've been catching up on all the Marvel stuff that I've missed over in the last year or so, and so I was thinking just like, oh, what's the word on X-Men? Like I haven't been in the news. Like what's the deal there? So I'm really curious if this is just a one-off cameo or if they use this as a way, because that's the biggest question for me is like, okay, well, how do you have all this history of
Yeah.
X-Men characters and mutants? How do you just shoehorn that into the MCU that's been established and like has had characters going back, decades and stuff like this, and it's just never come up? Seems really strange. Pun unintended there. but I mean, this could be a way to do it with the multiverses, like bringing these mutant characters in, or just like a mutant gene that starts affecting people in that way. I don't know, but I mean, just to have Professor X is really, really exciting, and I hope he's in more scenes than just this room here where he's telling Strange what's going on. I hope there's a little more substance to it, because WandaVision, it was pretty hype at first when you see that character, but then it just doesn't really go anywhere. A joke that doesn't do much for me. So
No.
this one at least seems more story based than like a joke, obviously, or else I don't think they'd show it in a trailer. So it's exciting, but they're being coy. I mean, I guess we got a couple months before that movie. Still, they want to keep you on the edge of your seat the whole way through the marketing. So this is pretty exciting.
Big Wumbo says, holy fuck, man, I just watched trailer and shit my pants. X-Men confirmed, baby. You should definitely go change those pants, Big Wumbo. You don't want to be doing that. And Josh Peter says, I don't think Stewart is playing Xavier. He's probably a variant. To me, it's the same thing where it's like, he's like, what I hope to be honest, is that I hope he is playing a variant of Stewart of Xavier,
Just
like
Patrick Stewart.
yeah, I'm just an actor. I don't know why I'm here. And I think they will do that at some point.
Travis got excited and just froze his whole screen. I was gonna ask Travis, would it completely kill his just everything, his whole existence, if this is just like Ralph Boner's grandfather or something like that?
No, I've accepted it could be Boner Senior. We're very close to that universe. No, I hope they have a mulligan, and I hope Evan Peters is in this movie as actually Quicksilver, and they're kind of like, yeah, sorry, we fumbled on that one. We thought that was going to be clever, but it wasn't. But, go ahead.
I feel like there's jokes in Doctor Strange and stuff, but I feel like just the scope of what this movie is, that we won't have room for major humor spots like that of just a character that is introduced
This movie doesn't
purely
seem
for
that
comical.
funny.
No, well, and even most MCU trailers usually end with like a comedic stinger. This one didn't. It just looks very dire, very end of the world, which is good. But what I was saying is that I do hope that he is just playing a variant Xavier, and we do meet our Xavier, because I still feel a little weird that the first time we meet X-Men would be in this multiverse weird type of thing. Like I still find it odd, but again, we don't know. Maybe this is how they bring them in, because you have the Eternals problem of like, if they've been here this whole time, okay, where have they been? But then if you start of like, hey, in 2022 there's mutants, then it's like, well, you lose all that backstory of Wolverine and Civil War. Like, you learn all this stuff. So I don't know, but either way, I think they're here to have some fun. It's what people have talked about, where he is a part of the Illuminati. For people that don't know, the Illuminati in the comic books was T'Challa, Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Xavier. I think I'm missing a Black Bolt. There's a few others, but it was like the smartest people in the Marvel universe, and they got together as like a secret society, so the other heroes didn't know about it. And at one point, their biggest thing was they decided that Hulk was too dangerous, and they shipped him off. They're like, you're out of here. So I think what they're doing a play on that is, it's not going to be in the world. It's going to be like, these are like the keepers of the multiverse or something like that. And you can kind of see him, Bear Mordo, who I love his look. I love the dreads. I like what he has going on. I think he is one of these members. People kind of think that's where Captain Carter might stick in. And yeah, it's going to be fun. I think Dylan will be right. I don't think they'll use him just for this. I think that, unfortunately, I think there's a chance Wanda may kill off a lot of these people in this room. Like, I just think she's just looking pretty dire. But yeah, Kirklin. So I didn't even say I'm very happy Xavier's back. I'm kind of surprised, because I did thought, like, I'm sure they approached him, but I would just love if Hugh Jackman seen this trailer after they spent months of like, yeah, we were excited to end the roles together, and Logan, here he is. But it's one of those classic performances that people are. It's exciting to see him back, and it's cool to see him in the MCU. So, and Stewart's always great. He's not gonna, like, he's gonna deliver, right? He delivers every time. So, what about you, Kirklin?
Yeah, 100%. I think like the Logan send off with him and Hugh Jackman it's phenomenal. It's chef's kiss, but also I just love Patrick Stewart so much. It's selfish of me, but I just want him. I just want him in everything. He is just such a phenomenal actor, and him in the role of Xavier is just phenomenal. And I think this would be such a clever way to throw him in there, because you're not just redoing X-Men, right? Like, this is a very unique circumstance to have him introduced in here. And I think if they are leaning the Illuminati route, it would fit so well, and it'd be so clever. And yeah, no, phenomenal. I didn't really even catch who that was until like I think I watched it like twice, and then still I'm like, this guy must be important. I have no idea who this was. Popped on Twitter. Thankfully, Twitter is just way smarter than me when they break down these things, because yeah, that just blew my mind. Yeah, I must say his robes here are the nicest looking blue robes I've ever seen. I want him to just keep this look. It is gorgeous. And I just cannot stop thinking of Reed Richards as well in this image, because he's got the blue, he's got like the gray little sideburns that Reed Richards has. It's just like, yeah, no, that's nice. I hope we get him in the future and it's done well. But yeah, no, I'm this is phenomenal. I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, go ahead. Lots of people debating who's at the end of it. Looks like Nightmare at the end. I got no clue. Could be a corrupt, strange.
Look at that!
Defender.
Look at T-Rex in the back.
Yeah,
oh, the bad pause.
So there's two things about this. The T-Rex, that could be a multitude of things. There's this island that at one point Magneto runs called the Savage Land, and it's just like a weird island that has dinosaurs and like mutants live on it and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
But you probably won't be able to. Yeah, you probably won't be able to pause in time, Kirkland. But also, so behind them, what they are falling into or falling out of. S Bubs, go to the Discord. Our Discord is down below. He pointed out a lot of this, that they look like they're falling into or out of an animated universe. Chavez and Doctor Strange there. Yeah, it's so quick you wouldn't be able to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But like,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna try.
no, you don't have to, but like it's in our Discord so people go look. But yeah, it literally looks like they're falling out of anime world. And if we're getting that weird, that's very cool.
I actually
Now,
sniped it on my player. It that looks like fucking Cuphead or something.
yeah, 100%. Kirk can go back a little bit. But yeah, and that's so cool because people have been wondering like, oh, when's that going to happen? Is Spider-Verse going to do it first? So right here.
Jesus.
No, that's
Terrible
fine. You're
pause,
fine.
Terrible pause. I want to see her.
So that is a Miss Captain Marvel, but obviously that is not Carol Danvers. So everyone right now is debating it's either going to Maria or Monica. And to me, if you look at her hair, she looks exactly what the actress was using in No Time to Die. That's the actress who was in the first Captain Marvel, who played Maria, was like Brie Larson's best friend. Her hair is like identical to what she was doing in No Time to Die. And obviously she can have different hairstyles, but I'm just saying like either one, but it looks like at some point Wanda's going to fight a Captain Marvel variant. And to me, like obviously it's a variant world, but I feel like if she's fighting Captain Marvel, who Captain Marvel's usually a good person, I feel like Wanda is probably in the wrong or doing wrong in this scenario. But hey, that's cool. And that's like, this is just like the cusp of stuff we're going to get, I feel, in this, which is really cool.
My first thought was like Monica Rambeau. I just thought it'd be a good tie as well from WandaVision because they actually interacted together in that show. But I hadn't paused it until now, and yeah, you brought up some great points, and it would make a lot more sense if we are just going through all the different multiverses and we are bringing a character like Maria to actually battle it out with Wanda.
I like
Probably
Espo's
alternate
theory.
universe.
Yeah, go ahead, Kirkland, read that out.
Probably alternate universe where she flew the jet with the Tesseract. Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, which happened to Carol in the first movie. And the only reason I kind of want to be Maria is Monica obviously is going to stay around the MCU and have future stuff where I really liked Maria in that Captain Marvel movie. And now she's just gone because it's like, oh, your mom got old and died. It's like, oh, shit. Like, like unfortunately, I actually kind of like Maria more than Monica, so I was pretty disappointed when she was gone, but this would be a great way to use her for future stuff. So yeah, that's exciting. Dylan, anything to add on the potential Captain Marvel sighting here?
Yeah, I mean, even just thinking back to Endgame, like Captain Marvel is so much stronger than everyone, and obviously she still kind of gets, knocked out by the Power Stone and stuff like that. But yeah, that, I mean, just to see, I don't know, either Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange fighting Captain Marvel, like that'll be an interesting scene if we get something like that.
Oh yeah, so go ahead, Kirkland, hit play there. But yeah, cool. And again, this whole trailer has just wild stuff going on, like on the sides, just like this big squid thing.
Yeah,
I know
like
that has a
beholder.
name. Yeah, and that squid is not actually like just a monster. It is like strong, and like, it is like I think has like sorcerer powers. It's not just a big
like
bad
a goon.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like that. So
very much just makes me think of the Beholder from D&D.
And yeah, this is a scene we talk about where to me, this is a villain monologue. She has her crown on. We don't see Steven's hands. I think he is stuck. And like I said, I love this. This to me is, again, the most important thing for the movie. I want to see, I like Strange, of course, too, but I want to see where Wanda's going next, her journey, whether it's a redemption, whether it's her being more villainous. That's what I want more than the cameos and the flashiness, is the core story of, okay, why is she in this movie? What's the story? Especially after WandaVision, where they gave her such a purpose and such a deep storyline. Don't bungle it. And that's what I like with this trailer. They could not have this little moment and it'd be still a great trailer because you have cameos and cool effects, but this to me is showing what the issue of the movie is going to be. And I'm ready to see these two just throw down at some point,
Absolutely. Everything that you said, 100% agree with you. I think it was on Twitter. I saw a side-by-side of them conversing like this, and then also in like that nice, beautiful courtyard scene. And it made me think actually that one is just a mirage that she kind of put up, and it's just completely fucking with his mind. And this is her just like revealing it. Just totally shifts the dynamic, especially since we saw, like I said, like the other courtyard in the teaser. That was the first initial one, and now we're seeing this, which I think the two actually are connected. They do look different, but yeah, that definitely blew my mind when I saw that.
And even if it's nothing, it's just imagery of where they started to where they ended, right? Of like they're in this nice, beautiful field and on their power costumes, and now it's like she is the crown. It looks like they could be in hell. Like you guys remember that episode of Marvel Alliance sorry, Ultimate Marvel
Go
Alliance.
check out Marvel Alliance.
Yeah, check out Marvel Alliance this Thursday. They'll be breaking it down. But that level of where you got to get Nightcrawler, Jean Grey back when they're in hell and you fight Mephisto, it looks like this. It just looks like a hellscape. Like if Taylor has any money on when Ghost Rider appears, it's in whatever realm they are in right now.
Yeah.
You know, like it looks like hell. It's the color. It just looks gross stuff's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very
Cool.
symbolic.
Mephisto confirmed. There you go. And then it paused here too. This is my I think last minute pauses. So it's interesting. There's two things. We got two Wandas, so I have no idea what's going on, if this is a variant or stuff going on. But the house that they're in is very interesting. That's the Westview house that where her and Vision were. So it's I do think the crux of this is the end credit scene for WandaVision was her hearing her kids cry. Whether that was a trick, whether that's real, I do think that's part of her quest is to see if she could get those kids back. And the fact that we're going there is good because it also makes we've seen this already, but it again kind of enhances of like, hey, you should be watching these shows because they will tell a story. Like it's not gonna matter, you know. It will matter. You will see like a Kate Bishop pop up. You will have the events of WandaVision matter in this movie, and that was my least favorite thing of that first trailer when she's like, oh. Yeah, I'm sorry about Westview. And he's like, oh, I don't care about let's not talk about that. So I was really worried they were just going to hand wave that and like deal with it another time. But if she's in the literal house, my worries are kind of being qualmed a little. So,
Yeah. Dylan, anything to add?
Nope, I think that's pretty much covers it.
And at first in the TV spot, she looked like she was a zombie Wanda, but that's been kind of debunked now. Just looks like
She's
blood
pretty
and-
pale.
Yeah, sure. That right there, classic Raimi eye shot, and this is the biggest theory. Everyone keeps going back at like, look at
Look
that.
at this guy.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to be messing with this guy, and that's what's fun. We don't know. As Bob's pointing out that they're in the TV spot you saw, and he leaked through toys. There's a Strange from when he was on the Defenders. He has like a ponytail. He has like a red costume that's out there, and some people think that could be him. It could be What If. This could be another Strange variant. Like there's so much stuff going on, but either way, this is looking. I love everything about this shot.
Yeah, it's so freaky. It very much just makes me think of like the What If Doctor Strange when he's just like absorbing all like the souls of those whatever they are, and like you can just see like look, this looks like a trapped soul, like just tormented trying to escape whatever it is. Like there's just so much darkness like in this image. It's so freaky, especially I feel like if you had just seen like the first Doctor Strange, he just comes off as like, you know, he's kind of douchey, but by the end of it, he's very nice and just heartwarming, and like he doesn't seem that freaky, but I feel like in this movie we're gonna see like that dark side. I guess it was hinted in What If of what the extent of, you know, Doctor Strange going that dark route could be.
Well, and I like the
So
combo
freaky.
of this, and earlier in the trailer we saw that shot of him looking at like a statue of himself, clearly in some realm where maybe he's like just like taken over, and that's where I even love Infinity War when he does say to Stark like, oh, when it's you or the kid, I won't hesitate to let you die.
Yeah,
Obviously he didn't
true.
do that, right? But this is a universe where no, this Strange did not, like he could have gone those lengths and everything like that. So Dylan, you gonna be fighting this guy if you see him? You gonna step up to him?
Yeah, I'd probably just run and hide.
I got this one, guys.
Yeah, just boom. Yeah,
Look at
I was
this,
going to mention
telling
that.
ya.
Yeah, all in the game. What's Snail's beef with Monica? All in the game. Find a quote where I said I had a beef with her. I just said that like every other character. I just liked Maria better from the character standpoint, and also I like that actress better. I just think she's a bit stronger. I like Monica. She was fun in WandaVision. I'm excited to see where she goes, but I just liked Maria more and wanted to see what they would do her. And then also Joshua presents, is Loki going to connect with this? It's tough because Loki had a lot to do with multiverse stuff, but also you have Kang, which is not I don't think connected to this. So I think there's a chance it could, but I'm kind of very 50-50 on it, but if I had a gun to my head, I'd probably say you'd see something.
I thought there was like a big deal in the first teaser because they're like in one of the shots you could see like
Right.
the TVA portal behind
People
someone.
think you see a TVA portal, yeah. So
Yeah, it might have just been, you know, Mandela affected into my brain where I just remember seeing it now, but
yeah.
I'll have to go
Dylan,
back.
you think any chance of Loki popping up in this or someone like that?
I haven't watched Loki the series yet, so I'm a little bit behind on that character, but I'm getting there. I'm getting
Mhm. There you go.
there. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Haven't watched that show yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's see.
it'd be a 50-50 coin toss for you to make a
exactly.
prediction on that.
Yeah. And then so you play. I think that's it for the trailer there. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. May is not that far away. Nice, sexy looking logo there. Lots of things coming together. And yeah, May 6th. It's we originally were about to have this in like a month or so, but that's okay. Oh look, Twilight.
Oh, look at
Robert
that. Now
Pattinson.
we'll react to Robert Pattinson. Versus,
Yeah. So anything else on the Doctor Strange trailer? Anything like that?
Just intense. Even the music was just like very intense, like the
It-
whole way through.
It was very like operatic in a sense of like almost like a big Avengers movie where it's just like a huge collaboration of so many characters and a big event happening. And I mean, like the multiverse is breaking, so yeah, it should feel like that.
I
Phenomenal.
don't think there's going to be many like down moments. Like I think this is going to be a very stressful movie. I don't think there's going to be
Yeah.
like, okay, we're back at base, we're planning our next movie. Like I feel like it's just going to keep ramping it up, and it's just going to be very intense. But by the time it's done, hopefully, I don't even know. It could have a very dark ending too. Is the cool thing.
Oh yeah, I don't like a lot of their chances here, but yeah, we'll take our first ad break. In that time, Kirkland, you can find that Moon Knight spot. So that's what we'll be talking about next. But yeah, we will be right back. And we're back. So I want to, because I have not heard his thoughts on anything. I don't know if Dylan, you saw the first trailer, but I just want to get your thoughts on Moon Knight so far in general, because I don't think I've heard you talk about what do you think like the suit looks like, things like that. So Moon Knight coming out March 30th.
Yeah, well, the suit looks amazing. I hadn't watched the first trailer, but I did watch that just
Oh,
now.
he broke down.
to be be
Yeah.
in the know. And yeah, I mean, I think the thing that stood out to me the most is that just tonally is completely different from anything we've seen before in the MCU. So I like that. I mean, I think they've done a good job of that over the years of offering some movies that just have different vibes to them, even though they're all part of the same thing and all kind of cross over at some point. But yeah, this show, like this could not be an MCU related thing at all. Like it totally feels different, and they're not playing on any cameos or nostalgia really, and it's kind of more of an unknown character as well. So it's not like just a household name. So I really like what they're doing here, and like the same thing. Doctor Strange is talking about these bad dreams he's having. Oscar Isaac's talking about.
He's like, you got nothing on me. I'm chaining myself to a bed. Doctor Strange is waking up in sweat. He literally has shackles to himself,
These guys might have some advice for each other. They need to meet up and have a conversation.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know what's going. Once again, just because you don't know what's real and what's not, hard for me to judge what exactly the story is going to be here. But I am really, really excited for the show now. And I mean, just the scene, like some of the scenes of him flying around and using some of his gear in this trailer.
Oh yeah.
Just great. Like they've got the aesthetic down really well for what is a pretty like out there character in terms of MCU, and sometimes some of the characters in the MCU, like they don't have really no resemblance to like comic book versions. Like they're just much more toned down. But Moon Knight, they managed to find somewhere in the middle that worked perfectly.
Yeah, no, I'm just in my glory right now. I'm so excited. I've just been wanting to see this for a while. Everything looks great. What I liked about the spot that we got today is I'm sure you'll always have your limitations. Like there's even one moment where it looks like Animus might be behind him, and it's like the CGI kind of Egyptian god looking a little like, okay, he's standing out pretty CGI-ish, but the rest of it, like some of the shots, like the budget's looking great. I'm loving all the moon imagery. I love when he jumps and his cape is just makes that crescent. It's so good when he's throwing stuff. So this was just a small TV spot. I agree with S-Bubs that I love the use of day and night. It's really cool. I'm just very excited. I have something that I'm a little worried about, but I'll talk about that after Kirkland goes and we look at the teaser spot quickly. But they released something else that I'm excited for, but a little nervous. But Kirkland, what do you think about this? Just a quick 30-second one, but still just more getting closer, more Moon Knight.
Yeah, no, at first I thought it was just the regular trailer. I was kind of in the kitchen. I'm like, Shay, you haven't seen the trailer yet. Check this out. And then I like caught a glance, like, wait a minute, I haven't seen that before. And then kind of surprised me that it was some fresh footage. And I mean, I was already just so in on the show, so this was just some powdered sugar on top of that beautiful cake.
And
I really love just seeing his gadgets and everything. That was really what made me happy with his moon fucking batarang thing, whatever the hell it's called, and the cape.
Moonerang.
His moonerang. Travis tweeted about the cape. Yeah, that just looked phenomenal.
Porn,
oh, it looks so good.
Well, and I think that's what it's gonna be like. It doesn't show much, but the same thing like we'll talk about later on with the Rings of Power. It gets people that Marvel's a big brand, but it still gets people to know like, oh, this is a thing coming out. I don't really know this character. Like Doctor Strange, I think it helps to build the hype, but you could still sell that movie by itself. This is a character. It's not even like a Hawkeye or Loki where it's like you've seen him in many movies. It's just like you're seeing this white dude with these costumes. If you don't know it's Marvel, you might be like, oh, I don't know, like, oh, but even the Marvel Studios logo just looks sexy on this like white gray background. I love it. But yeah, go ahead and hit play there. So yeah, just more
Right there.
right there.
Creeping
It's
up behind him.
bad dreams. You know, it
Yeah.
sucks. I love all this stuff of Oscar Isaac. Yeah, looking in mirrors and things. This is the most I'd say we get from this villain that right now I can't remember the villain's name. He's playing like a guy who's only appeared like once or twice in Moon Knight. He's very
Whoa.
minuscule villain. Some people think he's either a cover, like he's a bigger villain, or they're just picking someone new so they can just have their way at them. But Kirklin, you pause on this.
I paused it here because this person in the back, the first time, I had to like rewatch it. I'm like, who the fuck could this be? Is this just another like villain or something? I don't know if it's just a reflection. It could be. It could honestly just be a reflection, nothing of it.
I
But
think it might be just a goon.
looked freaky. Yeah, that's
so-
probably it.
Extra.
He was
And
wearing like
then-
the same clothes as Oscar Isaac there though.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're seeing some trippy power going on here, and then here's the good stuff there, like the costume.
Ooh, look at that cape.
It just
that
looks so. It just looks so good. I just love it, and I don't even know what's going on because you got
There's like
horses to the left.
jousters in the back.
Yeah, you got that going on. You got this pyramid, like I don't know, gazebo here for people to
Yeah.
sit in. I don't know. It just looks fantastic, but
Yeah, that's
and
the
then
moon
the
ring.
moonerang, yeah. And then
Oh,
I always
that is
love this.
short.
I never get old of this. The Disney Plus logo that
That's
he jumps to that.
amazing, yeah.
Now the other thing, Kirkland, I want you to pull.
Oh, yeah,
it's
go check
us.
it- go check
Yeah,
them out.
definitely go watch us. The thing I want to point out that came out on Saturday was the Empire article was the Mr. Knight costume. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. I don't think Dylan has. So Mr. Knight, what happens is he's like Moon Knight's sixth personality. He is a guy that you've probably seen the artwork before, Dylan. It's Moon Knight when he's wearing like a suit and tie and everything like that.
Okay.
So they released an image of that is going to be in this show, and that's like everyone's current favorite look. It looks very sexy. It looks very smooth. I am wondering because I said for a while, I was like, oh, I don't think they'll get to Mr. Knight because Mr. Knight is like when he starts to contain all his personalities and figure out a way to maneuver them, and Mr. Knight is like the more docile, can talk things out. He's still kick your ass with it, but he's more like trying to a diplomatic way. Like he's more suave, he's more smarter. And the thing is, they released this image, and it's like, well, I guess he's gonna be in this. So that's where I've loved all the marketing. The only thing as a fanboy worry is that this is still at 6 episodes, and as we've talked about before, my biggest complaint with the Disney Plus shows, they've not been long enough and the finales have really rushed to it. So that's just my only worry, is that I just don't want them to rush to this. So
There you go,
'cause
Dylan.
like
Yeah.
look at that. It looks so
That's
smooth.
great.
The
but,
suit
like-
looks so nice, like the textures and everything. Oh,
Yeah, the crescent darts. Yeah, the Watcher's completely right about that. They are called the crescent darts and stuff. He even
Thank
throws them in the
Mm.
Marvel Alliance game and stuff like that.
And they're probably called crescent darts in the game, but
yeah,
I appreciate
they
he
are.
wasn't like, you fucking idiots. They're not moonerangs.
Good watcher.
They're crescent dart.
and good to point out the Watcher because it's in the TV spot. There's one moment where Wanda, we forgot to tell this, she like is like it looks like she's in a mirror dimension, very similar to what the Watcher's in. So lots of crazy stuff there. But all I wanted to point out with the Moon Knight is, yeah, Oscar Isaac had referred to this as a mini series, and my only hope is that they just don't jump to his final form really quickly so he can start pounding around with the Avengers or MCU and stuff. And that's my only worry, is Oscar says it's gonna be a mini series, and I was expecting a bit more multiple seasons because this character has a lot of lore and things to dive in to, and it's just the fact that if we get Mr. Knight in season 1, I'm a little worried, but we'll see. It's like the personality traits are separate characters, and I just worry if you get to that point, I don't know if it's going to be earned. So we'll see. But I just want to shout that out. The Moon Knight. Oh, go ahead.
Has there been any talk of Moon Knight appearing, like what next he's going to appear in the MCU, like Blade or something like this?
The rumors are they're heavily leaning towards Midnight Suns. So there's actually been rumors of Blade maybe appearing in this show because Blade seems to be like the supernatural Nick Fury, I guess. So
Yeah.
I think, and that's my worry, is that they might just be like, oh, hey, let's just make it so he can act semi-normal so he can operate around people. It's still cool. I'm torn because Mr. Knight is a very current thing right now, and he's a very cool character. So I'm down to see it. I just don't want stuff to get rushed. I just don't
Yeah.
want us to kind of skip forward a couple levels, but you know.
At the same time, I'd love to see a scene where it's like Moon Knight, Blade, and whoever else is in the Midnight Suns just lining up, ready to fight the bad guys, and then Moon Knight just like pieces out because he's so unhinged that he like, can't be contained enough to go do one mission with them, so he just goes off and does his own thing.
Or what I want to is like, I guess it's kind of similar to what happens with the Hulk, but just like he like turns into Stephen Grant and he has no idea what's going. Like he's surrounded by Blade, Ghost Rider, all these creepy guys, and it's just Stephen Grant, the art collector, and he's like, what am I doing here? But yeah, the good thing is I feel like it's building a lot of hype with people that don't know who Moon Knight are, and that's the best thing you can ask for because it is a smaller two character. So, anything else on Moon Knight?
Yeah, I'm just excited to learn because really my only exposure to the character is from Ultimate Alliance 1 and 3 where they don't have a section that's dedicated to like here's Moon Knight's backstory. Like he's just a fun character that they toss in there because he has some cool combos and stuff. So I don't really know much about the backstory, and even in the games they don't really dig into the mental aspect of it at all. It's just him throwing around crescent darts. So I'm pretty excited just to learn more about this character myself.
Yeah, and the Watcher makes a good point where he's like he has a more detective side. They still use the cab driver like Jake Lockley for that as well, but maybe it's just. And the good thing is about the show, I've said this why I might be fine with Mr. Knight is they might have time jumps. Like it might even be like him telling the story of how he got to this point. Like it looks like it's gonna be a trippy show, so I feel like chronologically it could be all over the stuff and everything, and people do know him from the memes. They do know
one
him from the
other
memes.
question actually, so you mentioned the villain is like kind of a more low-key. Did they say his name or something? Like is it confirmed that this is the villain for the series, or is it more people like just looking at the visuals and like I don't know, him doing that cult leadery thing, and they're like, oh, this is this character from the comics.
So how it got confirmed, because I didn't even know this when we did the trailer last time. I just knew it was that character by other people telling me. When you put on the YouTube subtitles, it gave the character's name.
Oh.
So, so that's how people figured it out. And yeah, he's like some sort of scientist or something, but like legitimately the character he's playing only appeared in a few issues like years and years ago. So that's why it's been this debate of like, is he a cover up for someone bigger, or is it just, hey, this is an obscure character that we can take and just change and do whatever and people won't get mad? Let's do that. And like Moon Knight has some villains like Bushman and stuff like that, but it's not. He doesn't have like he's not a Batman or Spider-Man where it's like, oh, you just have a plethora of guys to take from. Plethora was the word I was trying to say earlier, folks. So there you go. But yeah, so
interesting.
Okay. Kirklin, I'm sure you might want to pull this one up. Let's talk about some rings right now. So obviously we have this coming out September 3rd. It's still a long ways away, but I will give credit where credit is due. Taylor Field was the first person I heard to shout this out, and putting this in front of the Super Bowl is really smart because, one, when this comes out in September, you're not going to save it for the next Super Bowl because the show would already be over. But I guarantee you there are legitimately millions and millions of people around the world that aren't like us that have absolute zero idea that a Lord of the Rings base show was happening. They've probably not, like, because obviously there's been no promotion, right? There's just been interviews now, some posters, but I think this is smart. Super Bowl, which is always the most watched TV show, whatever, TV program of the year, to put this in front of it. And I will say that obviously it sucks sometimes how they get there, but Amazon had put out, that they've, I think, done the first 2 seasons back to back and it cost around $1 billion. My best thing I can say about this is you can see the money in it because, man, it looks good. It looks movie quality. There is a creature in here that could be a troll or something like that the CGI looks superior to the Hobbit movies, which is great because those are like big budget movies. So I thought this was a great teaser. The biggest thing I'll give them for a compliment too is they're smart with their wordplay before the Ring, before the Fellowship. Very smart to use those keywords for people to start to get it. And I thought this was, obviously it's just kind of a teaser, almost feels like a concept trailer, but it was really cool and it just looks stunning. And man, I'm ready to get back in this world. And I hope, unlike the Hobbit, I have some good Lord of the Rings content. Like I talked about last newscast, I'm happy the showrunners clarified like the nudity is for dramatic purposes. It's not Game of Thrones 2.0 where it's going to be like a bunch of swearing and racy sex scenes. They said they're aiming for like a PG-13, like that sort of demo. So from 2 weeks ago to now, my excitement is just ramped up, and any problems I had too, I was like, okay, they're kind of being answered. So I absolutely love this. Dylan, what do you think about the Rings of Power coming out next fall?
Yeah, I agree what you said about the wording of it, because even like the way they're talking about it, it doesn't make it feel like a prequel either. Like it's just saying this was a long time ago. It's the same universe, but not really the same stories. I mean, yeah, it looks great visually. Like that first shot of the city is just amazing. Like I can't wait to see what that place is. I'm still like I guess I didn't get gripped from a story perspective in this. Like I still feel like I have more details in like that little those few little lines that we got a few weeks ago when we talked about that on the podcast than this. But I'm still curious to see what they do. And one thing that I think they highlight here is that, you know, one thing with Lord of the Rings is that movie is like almost entirely just white men. Like there is not a lot of diversity at all. There's really only a couple women as well that have any sort of like substance to them. And this trailer seems like there is a lot more diversity in the cast and the characters that they're telling stories of. So that's exciting too, because that's just like I just don't know much about, you know, great women characters in the Lord of the Rings lore, just because they don't really go into it much in the movies other than a couple characters. So.
Ewan is pretty. Come on now, she's not good here. Let's just call a spade a spade. Like, man, yeah.
So I'm definitely. I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch this show. I guess I didn't get hooked from the story perspective, but yeah, visually they got it down, so that's exciting.
Kirklin Batzer.
Yeah, so unfortunately I missed like the last two Lord of the Rings topics on the newscast. So I've just been saving up all my energy on the Lord of the Rings talk for tonight. And what a night to have it on, because we actually get like our first teaser trailer for it. I can't believe how fucking far away this show is, especially like seeing it now. God, my hype is just, it's at a 10 out of 10. I had like super high expectations for the show, just hearing like the details, those shots that we had. I think they came out last week. My sense of time has been so warped these last few days. So I think they came out last week. You guys broke them down. Just looked phenomenal. I am just over the moon on how great Galadriel looks. I am so excited to just see her in action. I was expecting more of her in this teaser, but I'm also glad that we didn't get more of her, because there's just so much to showcase in a show like this. It's going to have such a major scope. Like there's so many areas that they're going to be tackling in this show throughout the seasons that they do, I'm sure. I mean, even just in this teaser trailer, they show us things that are just all across the like Middle Earth.
They made a big deal of like, look at this location, look at this location.
Yeah.
They're showing how vast it is.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I am so excited. This teaser blew me away. I watched it just back to back. There was so many things, like even I was like, I have no idea what this could even possibly be, but it's not a bad thing, because it's just exciting. It's exciting to be, I don't know, just have novelty in a realm of Lord of the Rings that I thought I had so much knowledge on, and it's like, oh my gosh, I know nothing. I know nothing, Jon Snow. This is gonna be so fun, because it's just gonna be, I'm gonna be learning about so many new things about characters that I know about, right? Whether it's Elrond, Galadriel, like just major players in the era that is the trilogy, you know, like the Return of the King, like that is the story that we know, but like the people that were kind of mentoring the heroes that we knew, this is their story, and I am so pumped. Yeah, no, looks phenomenal. Shall I take us away here, gentlemen?
Yeah, no, and I wanted to mention while we're getting some locations here, the actress playing Galadriel, I didn't even know that. I can't pronounce her name. It's like Mordrick or something like that. But she is from Saint Maud, which was a movie last year. It was a horror movie about religion. It is damn good, and she's the main star. So my excitement, again, even went way more up, because she's like, she can act. She can really go. So I was like, oh my God. And she looks very different too. So I got really excited. So they got someone really good playing her.
Yeah, there was some speculation if she was gonna have short hair or long hair.
Yes.
I didn't know too much about like if people were wanting that or not. I just heard the speculation. There's a big deal with Galadriel's hair, because she's like related to one of the goddesses or whatever. But I just think her looks so good. That's still of her just in the armor with her sword and her long hair. Oh, chef's kiss. Looks amazing.
I heard her having long hair's already ruined the show for some people. So there you go.
I'm sure it has.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Star Wars. Yeah.
Oh, it will be.
Like, look at that. Look, it just looks so good. That's where
so
the money went.
This shot, I'm pretty sure this is actually Numenor, like the Island Kingdom, where like the original, like basically Aragorn's like ancestors came from, like the original men. I'm pretty confident that's what this is. At least that's what I got from the digging I got. But
Baby
it looks
Aragorn
phenomenal.
confirmed.
Who that statue is?
No.
Would that be like a Numenor great king? Or
it would probably be like one of like probably like the High King at the time. I don't know who that would be. I'm not well versed in this era, but I think this is Numenor, which is like the island that sank eventually.
I love statues of big people, like when in Fellowship of the Ring when they have their
Oh,
boat. They're
yeah.
just going by. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Now, what is going on there? What are those things?
Well, I believe they're just like hunters, and they just
Okay.
have like the racks on them. They're
Okay,
not,
I was like,
whoops.
whoa, what are these guys got? That's a tough thing to
That'd
move
probably
around.
be a good way to scare away predators.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just these
Yeah.
massive horns coming out. Of
And
that
just
thing.
like the rolling hills here, it just
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it already, like, we're 12 seconds in, and it's just such a different landscape than what we just saw of like the Isle of Numenor to whatever this is. I almost think that this is like a Shire type thing of just
Yeah,
the
definitely.
rolling hills. I have
Well,
no idea what it could be.
Rohan.
And it even looks similar to that when
Yeah.
they were traveling to the Two Towers when they get like taken out by like all the warzogs or whatever they call, and what are those? They're like riding them when Aragorn takes a tumble
Yeah.
off the hill.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think that's a good thing where, like, technically this is not a prequel to the movies, but the good thing is, like, it feels like the aesthetics are all kind of lining up with it. The fact that they got Howard Shore to do the score, like, they're doing their best to make people think like they are a prequel to the movies, but they're trying to make people really think like this is specifically like the Star Wars prequels to the Star Wars original trilogy, and that's a good thing they can do all this, but it's like, you know, you could mention a Frodo and stuff like that. So I think to keep like a similar, this looks like those movies but could have a different feel, I think is very smart, because if you really change it up, it could, people go, oh, is that Lord of the Rings, is that, and I think it all looks good.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm very intrigued in because there's such a major time difference between like the trilogy and the show. I'm curious if they're going to be, I don't know, like showing the construction of like maybe those statues that we saw in Fellowship or something like that, or if it's I don't know if they explain just the formation of certain things that we've seen later on, like when they go to Weathertop, where Frodo gets stabbed by the
Oh, yeah.
Nazgul. Like that was an ancient watchtower, right? By the I think it was the Rangers at the time, but like it was so ancient, and it was just like an artifact basically. By the time that they were there, yeah. Oh, I'm excited. And right here, I believe I saw a tweet where this character, there's another one that's going to be portraying the Harfoots, which is, I hope I'm saying that right. They're basically like they're the ancestors of the hobbits. So I mean they look very Hobbit-like just right here. Just someone that, I don't know, is very close to nature. And what I was reading, which I found very interesting, what I wanted to share is, and I think this is actually the scene where they actually interact with a mysterious man who it's just a mysterious man. They don't know what their intentions are. I'm telling you now, Travis, that is Sauron. That is them actually interacting with the Deceiver or whatever version that we're going to be getting.
So can I ask you, because me and Taylor talked about this, what we were referring to, Dylan, is when they put out that poster and it was looking like Sauron's hand, and it was like, well, clearly they're trying to invoke that, like, look at Sauron, and then Kirkland was saying, well, you know, we talk about in this era, he's different. And I said, well, it is, but at the same time, as you hear by Galadriel's hair, they're going to change stuff. My question to you, Kirkland, is who do you think is grabbing that hand at the end? Like, I know we're going to get there, but you have that hand and then you have someone grabbing the finger. I know to me they're almost trying to invoke like a I'm not saying they're saying it's Gandalf, but the way like Gandalf was always so big compared to the hobbits, to me that looked like someone being either something very warm happening or something like, oh, you've maybe been tricked by this person. And that was one thing I thought when I saw this and I saw that hand. I'm like, because I like the explanation you gave of him in this era of like a trickster, a deceiver and stuff like that, or just a seducer. And that's what I thought with this. And when I saw the hand, man, I'm like, okay, who's this hand belong to? And I hope they play it up way, because I don't want Sauron to be the brute like force right now. I know it doesn't happen for a while, but I don't want them to even be like, well, that's what's popular and what people like that look, so let's find a way to, he could be a deceiver, but he's gonna have those badass arms. Like, no, you should build up to it in these sort of situations.
Yeah, I mean, like Gandalf is definitely a possibility. He's also a mysterious man.
That's not who I'm saying. I'm not saying Gandalf.
No. For whatever reason, I just didn't think we were really going to get Gandalf in this show. I feel like that's just
Not
so
yet, at
tied
least.
to the Hobbits and the trilogy.
I could see the back end of the show, like if it's nearing its end, that final season, to kind of bridge the gap to Hobbit or something down the line. You know,
I think like you mentioned though, like my mind is just so set on that version of Sauron of like him actually like just just like corrupting like the heart of men, the Numenorians, like from within, and just like being the giver of gifts. I think I just really want to see that. Maybe I'm just manifesting it at this point.
No,
But
I want to too.
but I don't know. I think it would just be so intriguing to have like an introduction of a character like that with the way that this ancestor of the hobbits is reacting with him, like the viewer wouldn't know who that guy is, right? We wouldn't know that this is the big bad that is literally like the most evil force like the world has ever seen. So I think just the way that they could tackle that would be so great, just story wise, and that'd be great stuff. But yeah, I'm ready to be wrong though.
Before the king, great waterfalls, and there's a
Huge
great shot of Galadriel.
And this is Galadriel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, great shot right there. And this is just all this imagery is really cool. Very cool of him catching the arrow and then using it. That's like dodgeball 101. You gotta throw it at someone like that. You feel bad going on there. So
this is the ice troll. Ooh, look at that.
That's the ice troll. Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I saw everything was looking good, but when I saw the ice troll, which is clearly a huge CGI monster, and I know it's been years away too, but that was a big thing with me, The Hobbit, that the CGI just felt like, compared to like Lord of the Rings, felt strange that it took like a downgrade, where Lord of the Rings, it feels like that trilogy is so seamless and everything works and feels like in that world, where that one didn't. So right here, when I look at everything in the shot, it doesn't stand out to a huge degree as far as like, oh, this feels super fake or anything like that. And I think you need that with these type of characters, because you want to believe in the world, you want to buy in, and the second you get taken out, you start to lose the magic a bit. So
100%. Just the shot of Galadriel, like just leading her army into whatever it is, just gets me so fucking pumped. Oh man, this looks so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so excited for her to just lead the
I like
armies.
her armor.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good. And even just like the horse, whatever the fuck you would call that. Just the horse.
Even the
armor.
horse looks great. Fuck,
horse
I
looks
love this
great.
horse.
That horse.
Yeah, one of my favorite
The
horses.
same horse from Nope.
Yeah. Now that was so. There's there's three things here. One, this guy. Go ahead. You go ahead. What do you pause here for?
Well, this just made me think of like Rivendell,
Yes.
like right away. I feel like it's still pretty early for us
It's
to
they're
like
above
be.
the clouds or something.
Yeah, like it looks pretty different from the Rivendell that we've seen in Fellowship.
It has that
easily could just be
magical vibes, though. Magical, peaceful vibes. That's what it looks like.
Well, that's what they're going. Like these are definitely elves, so yeah,
Yes.
it makes sense that it has that vibe. But
This
yeah,
guy.
nice little.
So I
This
don't know
little
who
dwarf.
he is, but man, he looks like one of the dwarves out of The Hobbit. I don't know if they're all different names. And I'm not saying it's that character. I'm
Yeah.
just saying he looks
Yeah.
identical to one, So.
Yeah, I'm not too well versed with dwarves. He might be
No?
Durin. I don't know. Not a dwarf guy. So this is your favorite character so far. Do you know who he's playing?
No, is he Elrond?
He is Elrond. Yes, that is right. So yeah, while you're swallowing that pill,
Now I'm
Maybe I'll-
pretty
What's
sure.
your beef with this guy?
So two things. I'll have to look this up. I'm pretty sure for Game of Thrones fans, I think he might have played young Ned Stark actually by looking at his face. So they released an image of him, and this is the most like superficial I'll get. But the way in the books. And the way in the books and the way that they're portraying the movies, to me, the elves are supposed to be like, every time we see the most beautiful person that we think in this world, that's what we're supposed to establish. When I saw him, I didn't get elf. I knew he was an elf, and I thought, because I knew Elrond was in the show, so I'm like, oh, he's getting a lot of highlights. So I was like, I'm gonna know Kirklin's gonna tell me or not tonight, and it just was and people. I won't name them out, but women and other people agree with me. It's just, to me, the elves have to have this majestic beauty, and this guy doesn't necessarily have it. I'm not saying the guy's an ugly guy. I would say myself, I could not play an elf. So
He's
there you
got
go.
a very broad face, where I feel like elves are typically like sleek and slender. And at least the Elrond we've seen before is kind of has that aesthetic.
And at the end of the day, doesn't matter. As long as this guy's a good actor, cool. That's all that matters to me. But I just laughed when I did see him. I was like, that's the elf and everything. But I'm gonna look at because I think he's been in other
I
stuff.
love that shoulder armor. That is super
Oh
cool.
yeah, that's so cool.
100%.
And no, it's annoying. The show is actually called The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. That's way too much of a mouthful. It's not just Rings of Power. The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power.
In their video,
Yeah.
they have the hashtag. It's hashtag LOTRROB. It's just
Well,
does not roll
the
with the-
initial running name, I think it was hashtag Lord of the Rings on Prime. So I'm glad it's at least not that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't really was too bothered about his beauty or anything like that.
I didn't know it was
was-
Elrond.
I was right. He is young Ned Stark, by the way, too. So he wasn't given.
Oh, that's
Look at
funny.
him. Look at him.
I
That's
will say he
man.
looks nothing like the Elrond we know, so that
No.
is
100%.
strange, but-
And like realistically, there's no reason why he wouldn't just look like Hugo Weaving because elves just don't age. They're just like immortal.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a show. The thing I'm most intrigued about is just the different side of Elrond that we see in the show. You know,
Mhm.
like in Elrond and Fellowship, he is like an all-knowing being. Like he's just so well spoken. Everything he says just like brings confidence, I think, to the characters that he speaks to. And he's just such a font of knowledge. Whereas this one, I believe at this time, he's kind of just like an up and comer. He's tied to royalty or whatever that is in the Elvish realms, but I believe he's like an architect and like a politician or something like that. So I'm just
makes sense.
really excited in seeing like a youthful Elrond. I don't know how old he would be at this time. I think he was one of like the OG elves that came to Middle Earth, but yeah, no, I'm excited to see the difference in the Elrond that we see as just being that statesman, you know, that he is in the trilogy.
Yeah, well, there's two things that I would say. There's one, the scary side, where it's good that we are so far away, because I always, when they said they were doing a prequel, I was like, I really hope they don't tackle any of the characters we know. And then I was like, well, we're doing Elrond and we're doing Galadriel. So I was like, okay, we might be doing Sauron. So I was like, okay, but then you do kind of need them for the story. I think the positive is, because I do think Amazon will buy those Lord of the Rings rights coming up, that this is not, in a sense, a prequel to those movies, right? So it's just like they can kind of create their own path with this character. I think they'll stay to the books, but I'm just saying, like, if it goes around, they were to make a sequel series where they do adapt Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, this is Elrond, and they can change some things or do some things. So I think that's a good thing of not having that pressure of it's so far away that you kind of separate yourself. So I give him a hard time, but I'm excited to see what he can do. You know,
Right on.
people are mad she doesn't have a beard. So there's another
The
thing they're
dwarf
mad about.
queen.
Yeah, the dwarf queen. Yeah. And they just give a shot like whatever's happening here, love it. I anytime Lord of the Rings got a big battle going on, Amazon has a hefty task if they do any sort of big battles to live up to all those Lord of the Rings battles, because like the third one, but Helm's Deep, that is to me it's still the quintessential. Like to me, it's that Endgame where I think of like battle scenes, and man, that is if they do something, they got a big task ahead of them. But it looks great.
Yeah, no, the armor looks amazing. They're definitely fighting orcs or something, which were basically like ran by Sauron. So I don't know what battle this could be. I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be Finrod, who is a big player for like the elves. I think he dies actually around this
Well,
era.
it's not
so
looking
I'm-
too good for him here.
No, he's not
he
doing
lost
too
his
well.
helmet.
Yeah, that's not what you want in
Vulnerable to a
battle.
headshot right now.
This is another character people might be getting mad over because I think he's supposed to have long hair. So that's another thing they
shit,
complain
hair
about.
gate, beard, long
when they
hair,
cut his
short
helmet
hair.
off, his hair went with it. Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued in where, like, in the show this battle takes place. If this is like the final battle, if this is a flashback or mid-season battle or something like
I will
that.
say the exact like places you freeze these trailers at. It's gold. Yeah.
Well, and I've said before, I still think there's a chance with this, because you said it's like with orcs where they're run by Sauron. I still think there's a chance that you can flash forward if people saw The Witcher. This is why I use the
Right.
Taylor's example, that The Witcher, the first season, was divided into two halves. It was the present and then the past, but they didn't tell you that right away. They revealed that later on. I think
Yeah.
that's how you could get your money shot of, hey, we're going to show Sauron, the Sauron you know, but then we're going to flash back and kind of be like, well, one of these fuckers is going to be the character. Like, I think there's ways that to, because especially they've said that those first two episodes are going to be 3 hours combined, and it's going to be a prologue, right? Amazon usually drops 3 episodes per, like they do 3 and then they go weekly. I think you'll get the prologue, and then I think that episode 3 will have a lot of like big things to hook people, and showing a little glimpse of maybe something in the future of like how we got to this point. That's
Yeah.
right. I think you could show off a Sauron and stuff like that if they do go that route.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, the last things I wanted to shout out here in the scene is, I mean, just I love seeing elves like in their armor and just kicking ass. This era is kind of like the elves at like the height of their power when they're actually just kicking ass. In the trilogy, they kind of take a step back, you know, and let the realms of men kind of deal with their issues. They help out a little bit here and there, but this is just. I'm so excited to see like a large scale, mainly just elven force fighting against orcs. And yeah, no, this guy doesn't look too happy, so I think their forces aren't doing too well. This could probably be a losing battle. I don't know what exactly battle it could be. Possibly the Battle of Eriador. I hope I'm getting that one right, but I don't know. They could be changing a lot of things, but they just look like they're being completely surrounded here. And either he's seen someone he loves dies, or he just knows he's gonna die. I don't know. It does not look good here, but yeah, I am so excited. I'm ready for like the Game of Thrones level combat, you know, like Battle of the Bastards and like those type of moments in Game of Thrones were so phenomenal of just like the budget wise for those battles. And I mean, this show's definitely got the budget to do some amazing combat. So, God, I'm excited for that. And there's the little hand with the big hand.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. Who's this big hand? Can we trust him? And maybe we can't, you know.
My first thought was like, who the fuck is so small that their hand looks like that? Like, is this just like Smeagol's little grandma or something like that? But
It's
no, it makes a
Deagle's
lot
grandma,
more
actually.
Yeah, Deagle. It makes a lot more sense that it would be a larger individual with a more regular sized hand.
You were thinking the other way around.
Yeah,
Well,
100%.
it looks like it looks like a kid to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really have no idea who this could be. I think that could be a big surprise if it is near the end and it is revealed someone sort of like Gandalf or Gandalf himself.
Again,
Yeah.
I just think that because they ended with this shot, it's something down the line, and we'll have to wait a little bit to find out that's something. But Kirklin's saying Gandalf. I'm not saying Gandalf. Even
I'm
though,
not
like,
saying Gandalf. I don't know that.
Even though I guess you look at his like attire, you could say, no, I just thought that's what I thought. It could be like a Sauron type because he could be like, yeah, let me show you something, and he's taking this poor little hobbit off to some bad stuff. So
yeah, I'm gonna say it's not Sauron, purely in the sense that I feel like Sauron, at least if he's in under the title of like the Giver of Gifts, is very like well dressed, and I don't think he would have grimy hands like this. I feel like
That's
he would
fair
be
enough.
like a nobleman. So I really have no idea who this character is. I feel like the shot, especially being like right at the end of the teaser, probably has a lot of significance to it. So
It's
it could
Gandalf,
be
then.
it could be someone like that. But I'm gonna put my chips in the not Sauron camp.
what if his hands are just grimy because he just happened to pick up a stone just right before that, or he picked the guy off the ground? You know, I don't know.
It's
What if it's
Sauron
Tom
grabbing
Bombadil?
Gandalf.
Yeah, Gandalf's got some tiny hands. No, I guess it's the other way around, right? So, well, there you go. And Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, September 2nd, coming out. We'll be reviewing that. We're going to do our Lord of the Rings retros. It's going to be a good time. So, anything else on the Rings of Powers?
I will say
Cannot
this
wait.
comment section is a total mess. There's a lot of bots in there. Oh my god, I've never seen anything like this before.
Oh yeah, they're getting more. We always get people that post like a link in our live chat. It's very annoying. I know they're always full out, but luckily they haven't been tonight. So we will take another ad break, and then we'll be talking about some Nope and some DC. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So let's talk about Jordan Peele's third film, Nope. One of those films that, like, when you say that word and people are like, what do you like? No, what's the movie called? You're gonna have that going on.
Right.
Dylan Mutz, what do you think about this? Because you're somebody that Get Out. I think you liked enough, or a little disappointed in because we've seen some stuff in the trailers. I think you're one of the bigger Us fans that I know. So now he's up to bat. He has a third one. It's coming out this year. Great cast as usual. What do you think about Nope so far?
Yeah, I think he, even though I have problems with both of his movies, I think he's just doing something super unique. And there's just like a tone and a vibe to his movies that is unlike anyone else right now. So I'm loving everything he's doing, and I'm really excited for this. This was a really, really good trailer. Like, this was amazing. I am so hooked on this movie now. I cannot wait to see this. It looks fucking terrifying. The main character, I don't know the actress's name, but like just oozes charisma. I can't wait to see her, and I just love the setting. I love the setting here. It's so unsettling, and I can't wait for this. I don't know if I can really dig too much into the story of it. Once again, kind of a trippy trailer, but
Yeah.
I'm super excited for this. This is an amazing trailer.
Yeah, the main actress, she's Keke Palmer. The only thing I've known her
Right.
from is she was in Scream Queens, and she's very charismatic. Yeah, I'm very interested. Is that you watching the trailer, Kirkland?
Nope.
Oh, I hear a fan somewhere.
Oh, it's just the kettle.
Oh, no, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure before I go.
He
But
did say nope when you asked him that question, so maybe he's like, yes, I'm watching the nope trailer. There you
yeah,
go.
that's true.
The confusion
Yeah.
begins.
Yeah. Oh no. But yeah, I'm
What's the
somebody where
confusion?
I think it's good that Jordan Peele and these types of movies, this has an event feel. It has a Super Bowl like trailer, stuff like that. It has an event feel. It's not attached to an IP and stuff like that. And I hope in the future people like an Ari Aster, Robert Eggers get to that point. But luckily with Jordan Peele, like he's very talented, but Get Out just blew up. And now since then, until he starts making some stinkers, I think he'll always have kind of this name going on. And yeah, you got Daniel Kaluuya in here. That's good. Steven Yeun, who's just like becoming like in more stuff, or Steven Yeun, sorry, is how you say it, is becoming better and better as far as in these movies. So I can't wait. I love the trailer. I agree, like what SBUB says, that cloud's totally UFO. I do think it is aliens, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the thing where it's like I did not have that in my bingo card for Peele to be tackling next as potential aliens, but this trailer has such good mood, has such good build up. His trailers just even have a personality to it. The build up is great to the issue, and I love that always some of the characters, like their dialogue, it still feels like kind of like what Get Out and Us, where it feels like they are in our world where stuff is going down. There's a few shots that, like, man, there's at one point where it's under the table and a kid's like gonna do a hand bump, and there's like a hand that's like decrepit, like dripping something. And then there's another one that just has been, it's stick with me. It's haunting, where the lady has a hat and she has like the little like blanket or
Holy
blouse over
fuck,
it,
man.
and it blows
Ugh.
up, and her mouth is sunken in. It's there.
Yeah.
This is like has some of the most, I think, like creepy imagery he's had before. Because before it was more the idea of, okay, what's going on. Even Get Out, or Us, which I still have not actually seen trailers for, so I don't know what they did. But to me, that was more just like, okay, these evil doppelgangers, right? This is lots of weird shit's going on. But I will say, I think the fun thing that they can do is they open up this trailer with her saying like, oh, we are the first black family that helped produce movies with these horses, yada yada. I do think a lot of this stuff could be stuff you see in a movie or used for a movie. So I think it makes great trailer stuff. But I also think that's a way that Jordan Peele's smart enough that you could have stuff from a movie set in this to kind of throw people off the scent a little, to see like, oh yeah, like that woman with that face, that could just be from a movie they helped film, right? But us, people are going to theorize like, what's going on with this person? Who is she? Have the aliens abduct her? So I do think you got to watch, because Peele's great at this. I feel like he's going to be using some trickery just when they say like, oh, we're from movie sets. It's like, okay, so you can have some fun. Like even the aliens, I don't even know. That could be a complete misdirect. And that's a great thing that I can't wait. We'll be there day one. We'll be reviewing it. So again, it's another just, okay, what's going to happen here? Great vibe. And yeah, I can't wait to see it. Kirk and Patzer.
Fuck, everything. When you laid out that image of the lady and the cloth,
Oh.
the first time I watched it, I like sort of saw it, and I'm like, no,
What is
she
that?
might, yeah, like what is that? And then I'll actually pull up the trailer, because there's a couple things I wanted to show. But
You're just going to give me nightmares with that lady.
there was a couple images even before her where it kind of like freaked me out. I think it was like the stand with just the weird looking puppets, and I was like,
yeah.
kid, this is just like disturbing. And then yeah, it was that. And at first I didn't see it, and then when I rewatched it, I just paused on it. I'm like, holy fuck, that is terrifying. That's like the villain right there. But yeah, what you laid out would totally make sense if it is, you know, him kind of taking us for a loop, or that is definitely not the right thing I'm trying to say. Just changing our expectations, you know, something like that.
That shot when he's, I guess, yeah, we'll get to it, but my God, I can't wait for this movie.
Keke
now.
Palmer. Yeah,
And I think Steven
I just
Yeun
love
is going
this set
to.
as
Oh
well,
yeah,
like this ranch, so great.
it just very like, I don't know, like it seemed like the first half of this trailer is a comedy. Like and like that like he
100%.
does that, right? But like
She's
up until
dancing.
the lights start to flicker, you would just think, oh, this is gonna be
Yeah.
a good time. These people are making movies. They're having
And
a good time.
it's not a power outage, right? It's like very clearly like they
Yes.
just slowly go dim.
The wacky waving
As the
inflatable arm
power
playing
gets,
two
like,
men just.
sucked
And am I wrong in thinking when she said like we have done this? I'm thinking that they're like a brother sister duo. That's what I am putting forward.
I think so, especially with just how annoyed he seems with her. I feel like
Yeah.
that's such like a brother sister dynamic.
And like even that
just
shot
this from Jordan Peele coming down
Yes.
from the top, like
Yeah,
that's
just
so telling.
This is what hooked me right here. I was like, "What is going on here?" Like and the music's great, and it's just rampant, and then just boom, they're gone. And poor Daniel Kaluuya and this horse.
Yeah,
Who knows what's gonna
the horse
happen?
is out of there.
Yeah, good. The horse, smartest person in a horror film. Just like we're just leaving. We're not gonna stick around and find
The
what
animal
happens.
instinct.
100%. So, and then
The use of these inflatable
These things.
men.
Fuck, they're creepy.
Yeah,
they look like aliens. Look at them.
The eyes, though, it's something worse. And then, like, even just that guy.
It's
with the-
something worse.
that
Look at
guy's
this.
like from Daft Punk or something.
Well, he's just a filmmaker, Kirkland. Don't get mad at him.
He's
But no,
terrifying.
those puppets have like the head of what people describe alien shapes to be, right? That have seen them supposedly.
100%.
Go watch Cryptid Clues or listen to it, and sure, there's something there. And
Just
yeah,
even the
Just
camera looking up.
and,
Look at that.
God, that's nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Let's just
move.
And,
I
like,
love the
yeah,
crab.
that's
This
that
shot,
hand-
oh my god, that shot.
Yeah,
fucking
and
makes
that-
me
yeah.
so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, there's that shot too. If people think there's like an alien in a barn and stuff like, yeah, it looks like it's gonna be just like strange, intense. You're gonna have that great build that Peel does, but it feels like the third act of this movie, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna,
Yeah, I mean, she's in
Nope.
the air.
yeah, nope, and yeah, I can't wait. Looks great and everything like that.
Ugh.
So,
I was getting sweaty.
Uh,
Just watching
anything else on Nope?
If you take all three of Jordan Peele's movies and you add like the amount of letters in each one
Mhm.
together, you'd have to multiply it by like 7 to match Lord of the Rings of
Oh,
Power.
yeah. Jordan Peele's going for the exact opposite, just
Minimalist.
words. Yeah, just words and a quick little sentence. So, Kirk and Patzer, your next goal can pull up this DC scissor reel. So they dropped this a few days before. He's playing throughout the weekend. They're smart to do that. Yeah, so they kind of just showed off the year of DC, and then
Yeah,
The
they're
year
showing off
BC.
the year of DC. Talking about this before, where they got last year they only had Suicide Squad, and then they had the Snyder Cut, but that was something that they add on, put out. This year they're popping off. They got TV shows, they got movies, and they got a lot of good stuff going on. So Kirkland, let me know when you pull that up, and we'll go frame by frame
I'm
here.
pulling
So
that up.
you can hit play past this because it's just the Batman. We've talked about Batman a lot. We got 18 days to go. Looking great, looking sexy, all this stuff. Smart to have him up top. He's the big guy and everything like that. Dylan Musk has confirmed that he's going to be seeing the Batman
I
and
have
likely on the
tickets
review. So
to
yeah, he's
Batman.
going to be seeing the Batman before me. So pause right there, Kirkland, or go back a little bit. So we get some Black Adam stuff. It's just actually, you don't got to pause because I forgot. I thought it was when they start breaking down the sections and everything like that. But
Ridiculous.
sorry, eh? But lots of stuff is things we've seen before. A few little quick shots here and everything like that. I'm waiting
Is
till they get
Aquaman
to
2, is that coming out this year?
Yeah,
Or is he appearing in
December.
something else? Okay.
It's December. Yeah, right now it comes out the same day as Avatar 2. So we don't know if
Right.
that's gonna stick, but
Well, the last one does December as well, I think.
yeah,
right?
yeah. So pause right there, Kirk. I want you to go back now for real this time. So they show the okay. I'm sorry. They're quick hits. Kirkland, what are you feeling? Because it's been very mixed. What are you feeling? I like that though. What are you feeling about the costume the more we see it? Because we still have not seen a full trailer, but this is the new costume. He's getting an upgrade. It was very mixed when it was revealed at DC Fandom. What are you feeling about it now?
Honestly, it's very much grown on me. I think it looked
Really?
very cosplay, like originally, of just like LED lights like all over him. It just looked very strange. But here, like seeing it, it looks a lot more. I don't know, just sleek. It looks a lot more well fashioned. I absolutely love the shades on
The
his
shades are
mask
good.
there. Yeah, it looks
Bugs?
really good.
To mess you up, you need that. And
Yeah, no, exactly.
How many bugs is Barry Allen getting in his eyes?
And with how fast he's going, that would go right through your fucking head. So no, I think it looks great. Honestly, it shows he's powerful. And yeah, I really like the suit now.
I will say, I swear, this better not be the last goddamn shot of the movie, like when he's about to go run and then it's like credits or something. I'm still mixed on the suit. I do agree with people that I'm not a fan of the helmet and the suit seemingly to be a different material.
Yeah,
I
the
find
helmet's
that's
looking pretty plasticky.
I find that very odd. I actually like how shiny the helmet is. I have to wait and see once we get the movie. I don't know how I feel with the lights still. I think the lights to me could be way too much. It just seems like it's too loud. Anytime I see him, it just looks like a big light bulb. So I don't know. It is like growing on me a bit, but I think this is one I'm not going to really know until I see the actual movie. Dylan, I'm not sure. Have you seen any of this? Was this your first time seeing the Flash's new suit that he's getting in his movie here? And if so, how you liking it or disliking it?
Definitely was. Yeah, I mean the first shot like that they show of it in this sizzle reel where it's like it doesn't show his head, it's like just zoom like going kind of panning up his body. I thought it was Shazam. Like he to me he just looks a lot like that character. He has the same color scheme.
Yep. Lightning bolt.
I'm not super well versed on these characters, so I just like was like, oh, a new Shazam movie's coming out, I guess. I don't know. I think I don't mind the lights. The texture on the suit is interesting. I wonder if that's like an aerodynamic thing, if that's supposed to help him go even faster. But yeah, I think you made a good point. Like to me, I mean the helmet just does look like a cheap plastic like Value Village kind of helmet, and it should probably be consistent between the helmet and the body. But I think it's pretty good. I like it. I think it's sleek.
Kirkland, do you agree that people are comparing him to Judo Master and Peacemaker?
That's a fair comparison. He's a little bit brighter, but yeah, no, I can definitely see it with the helmet easily.
And I don't like that. But okay, so keep going. We don't get much of Flash in this. Mostly it was about the BA here. Well, not Batman. Batman very close.
Badass.
Yes, lots of.
Look at
Bob
that.
right there.
That is gorgeous.
So Black
I
Adam.
don't care who this is, but he looks badass.
I don't care who this is. This is actually played by Aldous Hodge from Invisible Man. He was the detective friend in Invisible Man that like helped her. Had the.
I'm like, I feel like I'm a detective. I gotta just. Oh my god, I cannot even speak. You just go ahead, please.
I said he was playing the detective in Invisible Man who had the daughter who was the friend of her, like taking care of her and everything like that. So you'll see him from that. But this is Hawkman. For you guys that don't know, he's tied to Hawk Girl. They are characters that when they die, they're always like meant to be in love, but when they die, they reincarnate. So they're like a part of every era in DC because they die and then right away they're like born again and they're always destined to be these superheroes and stuff like that. So he's a very popular character. We'll talk about a little bit. They're in a group called the JSA, the Justice Society of America. They're kind of like a Justice League type, and I think they might go that route. But all I gotta say is, so far with Black Adam, we haven't seen much, but all the costuming I love, and this attention to detail here, I love it. I can't wait to see this dude flying around. He just looks great. And that's pretty much what this trailer or the sizzle reel was. Like, look at these cool people in these cool outfits, but it worked on me. So, Kirkland, you said you didn't even care who you thought he was.
Well, no, like I was like, I don't care if this is a bad guy or anything. Like, he just looks so fucking good here, and I didn't know anything about him. That like little story you just told me, like that is a really, really interesting situation. I feel like maybe they should have been like Phoenix Man, if he keeps reincarnating. And I don't know if Hawks.
But he's like a hawk. Look at him. He's a hawk, though.
I know, but Hawks don't reincarnate. Come on,
That's
they lay
not
eggs.
what a hawk looks like. Hawks are not bold.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with Dylan on this one.
Tight red pants.
But no, he looks so badass. Like his helmet with the wings and everything. It is a very, very well done costume. I love the gold and everything.
How do you feel about the kneecaps? There's like a highlight.
It's for landing, right?
That's true. Yeah,
he can land in like a power slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I feel like my eyes were just drawn to the upper half of him, and now that you shouted that out, I'm like, his lower half is lacking a little bit. He's got great boots, but yeah,
good boots.
The mids, the groinal section is lacking a little bit.
He looks like a character the next like online game where you can create a character, and if it's like medieval times, that's what I want going on here. So
with the wings too, right?
But these are like organic, because on the kind of right near above his shoulders, like it kind of looks like that's like an engine or something, like a machine. Like, but these are organic wings, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, no, I think I feel like I've seen both versions where they're on them all the time, or then they can come off. So I think they can come
okay.
off. Yeah.
Interesting.
I could be, and again, I know DC characters and stuff like that. JSA and stuff like that are things I know minorly of, or I've seen them in things, but I've not read up on a bunch. Like in Black Adam, I feel like we're definitely getting in some spots where I'm like, okay, I know these characters, but my knowledge is not too vast to me. So anyone in the chat, feel free to school me on what's going on.
Yeah. I definitely need some schooling when it comes to this guy. So is this guy? We're getting a Hawkman movie, or is he appearing in Flash?
He's
or
in
something?
Black Adam. So
Oh, okay.
all these characters that you see this tinge, and I'll kind of bring it up. So the thing with Black Adam that's interesting. So Black Adam is a villain of Shazam, but The Rock is playing him. So I don't think we're going that route. I think they're going to be playing up the anti-hero. He's done some things, because as you see in the trailer, The Rock, he's enslaved at times, and it's about him breaking out, and he kind of does things questionably. He's become, I won't say an anti-hero, but in DC he is one of the more villains where it has like a Thanos slant, where it's like you understand, or Magneto, you completely understand where he's coming from. So yeah, I think that I think this, I don't know if they're gonna be with him, but I think they might be trying to recruit him, or I'm not exactly sure the route they're gonna go. But yeah, these are all these characters we'll talk about that are the side ones. Those are appearing in the Rock's movie Black Adam. So
S. Bubs brought up a good comment here. DCEU is usually more like superhuman. Blah blah. My God.
Yeah,
DCEU is usually more actually superhuman than MCU, so probably real wings coming out of him. That's probably accurate. So
Just yeah, there's parts above his shoulders. Like I don't understand what those are supposed to be. I'm confused.
it's just like
by that.
shoulder pads for his wings.
Yeah, it's strange.
I know we're done dope, but man, I just saw this comment now. Fuck. Predicting that Jordan Peele release a movie titled just I, or possibly period.
Or just
a dot.
Untitled.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, so go back a little bit. Sorry, I forgot. I was reading about wings there. This is a character, right? Yeah, right there. We know that's the Rock everything. Dr. Fate. Here's a character that's very, very cool. There's a big story about the helmet and everything like that. I won't get into it, but for Dylan, if you like, the Doctor Strange equivalent to DC, this is going to be your guy, and he looks very cool. He's played by Pierce Brosnan, the former James Bond. So, yeah, he's going to be very fun. Go ahead.
Is this what his head looks like, or will he like take this mask off in the movie?
He will. I would have. He could take the mask off, but usually the power is to the mask. Like, and there's been people in the past too that are like cursed by this, and they have to like. The Doctor Fate, and it's not like Doctor Strange where like I'm Stephen Strange and Doctor Strange, I can control. Sometimes they are different entities in a way. So Doctor Fate could be like you could take it off, but usually most of the time it's tied to that helmet. So we might see
Brosnan though. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good cast. I think they just want a cool voice, to be honest, and like, well, here we go, let's get 007. So that's all.
Was there not like my God, I might have just been pulling from a dream here, but was there not a shot of like Pierce Brosnan and like the other cast members like, in their outfits?
Oh,
but not like with the mask. Like he's wearing like a robe or something.
Are you talking about like in this trailer or on set stuff?
No, not in this trailer. Like I'm thinking like
think
DC
there was,
fandom era.
Yeah,
okay.
I think because even in this trailer, there's this helmet image of him just holding the helmet. So
because even this shot could be like fully CGI based on my eyes, but yeah, it's hard to tell.
Could be. And like that like Quinjet in the back, is that his ship? Is that his?
I don't think it's his ship. I don't think he needs a ship to fly around.
Okay.
We're not the only one. I'm not getting into it, but many people searched about Hawkeye's or Hawkman's wings and stuff like that. So some about there being organic, but they're tied to the costume. So.
And who is this lady?
That's Cyclone. They go by a they and them pronoun for in the future, but I don't know much about Cyclone, so.
Okay, is that her ship?
I love that costume.
But Dilgo Gaggins has a lot to say about Cyclone, so there you go. Well, actually, maybe I just fell for the joke. No, Dildo Gaggins, and Taylor, I love that one.
That's Taylor.
Sorry,
That's Taylor. That must be Taylor.
All right, and then go ahead forward. Adam Smasher. I'm sure you can see he's a guy that gets big. He looks cool. There's Pierce with a helmet, and that's them kind of trying to recruit him. So, yeah, just a sizzle reel of the year. Not much with Aquaman. They're just showing off the suits, and then, we'll see. Only in theaters are really pumping that up. So yeah, they got lots of stuff going on this year. So,
what's the deal with Shazam? Is he ever coming back? Is he going to be in Black Adam? Okay. Oh,
next year.
Next year.
Can't believe it. Yeah.
2023.
Next year is what I heard.
Fuck,
lost
I got
Travis.
the
What
worst
was that?
Wi-Fi. He is coming back next year. He has Shazam 2 coming out. He has Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Helen Mirren's playing a villain. Lucy Liu's
Oh.
playing a villain.
So because Black Adam and him are entangled a lot in the comics,
Yes.
like will he show up in Black Adam at all? Do you think?
I think
Are they doing that in DC right now, or are they just doing solo stuff?
they're trying to get back to it. What you probably haven't heard. I think you've
Well,
may have
that's what
some.
Flash is about, right? Is just
Yes.
going around. Yeah.
Flash is like the semblance of they're trying to reboot the franchise in a way. So like some
Yeah.
people are mad about this. Ben Affleck's Batman is going to be going away and he's going to be replaced by Michael Keaton's Batman. So and Michael Keaton is in the Flash and he's also going to be in Batgirl later on. So they
Wait,
are.
so Michael Keaton's like coming back as a full-time Batman guy.
He has 3 movies under his
Oh my
contract.
god, that's crazy.
It's a great time to be alive.
Yeah. So, but they are trying again to do a bit more connectivity. I think what they will do is they will do end credits to tease each other, and I think that eventually they will put them together at some point because Shazam did tease Black Adam, so I think they will do that. The good thing about this movie, though, and this is why they're using Hawkman, is this movie is taking place like. I think like thousands of years before like a Billy Batson is alive, like the kid. I don't know if it's in our present day as of yet. Maybe there's some combo, but I do know there's some prequel aspects, and that's why you can use Hawkman because he could die in this movie, but guess what? He pops up. And the thing is, usually when Hawkman and Hawkgirl, when they come back alive, they don't know of their past, and it gets revealed to them. So sometimes they're living their normal lives, like, oh, I'm an accountant, I'm this, and it's like, oh no, you used to be this and stuff. So yeah, they will, I think, entangle them again at some point, and they'll do the whole, battle and stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah,
What was the release date on Black Adam?
it's July, I think. It's a summer movie. So
Nice.
yeah,
That looks fun.
there's a rumor cameo in Black Adder by a Peaceman character. So the universe is starting to. Oh right, yeah, there is a rumored hardcore Kirklin is supposed to be. She's like she's kind of getting set up as like a new operative recruiter character, and so it sounds like they are trying again because I think there is money in it. You just have to be consistent, and you gotta, I think. But the good thing is with that they're doing, they're having their cake and eating it too. They're on the side doing the universe thing, but they also got the Batman that Matt Reeves has said has nothing to do with any of this. Like it's
Yeah.
just its own thing. Same with Joker. So I think that's smart. Do a bit of both. If this one doesn't work out, you got the other one. So
Well, that's
Yeah.
good, even from like just the directors and writers' perspective, to have that freedom.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to tie it in or bring this other character over, or no, I just want to do my own thing. I want to stay in my own lane, and they give them the creative freedom to do that. It's pretty nice.
yeah. So that's everything. We talked about Super Bowl. Talked about some trailers, I believe. Right? That was DC Sizzle. Nope. I don't think there was anything else. So, well. Gentlemen, that was a good time. Good little impromptu. Well, we planned it, but still, usually not a newscast on
On a Sunday, correct? Are we going to mention Love
Apparently,
is
my
Blind at all?
computer wants me to end this. Well, maybe we'll save it for Wednesday because what we can do is that's when Taylor's on. He'll watch by then, and we can talk about then. And then
Sounds good.
I also have to edit this podcast, so that's why.
And
if
you
we
got to watch
do-
Euphoria.
And I gotta watch Euphoria, but no, I know if we do Love is Blind, that's not gonna be a small conversation, conversation. So,
Yeah.
tune in for Wednesday, and the boys will talk about that because there's some.
Hell yes.
It's the trashy show. That's what we do. But Dylan, Musk, where can they find you? But also, what do you got coming out? I guess we should have this at the beginning, but still, what do you got coming out this week for Side Quest?
Yeah, well, you can follow me on Twitter at Dylan Muss. And yeah, Side Quest is me and Kirkland. We're going to record that puppy tomorrow. And so it'll be up Tuesday morning. I
Yep.
think you can expect it. We're going to be talking about that juicy
Oh.
Nintendo Direct that happened on the 9th. And then we're going to be reviewing Sifu. So it's going to be a spicy episode. I'm pretty excited for it. Check it out Tuesday morning.
Strikers 3, man. We've not talked about it on cast because you guys are, but man, that's just a dream. I did not think it was happening right now, and
Battle League.
yeah,
It
I
looks
can't.
really good, too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's the thing. They just nailed it.
And like I said before, you guys talk about it's made for us. They literally said the teams are 4. All of us will buy it, get Nintendo Online, and
For
we're
you,
gonna.
GV. That's what
Yeah.
it said on the trailer.
Yeah, we're gonna be climbing those leaderboards. We're gonna.
And you can
make
have
a
like
run of it.
20 people in your club. So, if you want to join our
yeah.
Discord and
So
join the
Hundred-
GVPOD club.
We're
get in
so
there.
yeah,
We'll
we're
do
so doing a
tryouts.
club. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But well, Kirkland, you'll be no Boba Fett review this week. It's
I know,
weird.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. We won't be staying up to midnight or anything. But you can check out what we did last week. Peacemaker finales this week. We also got comic versions. So Kirkland, start reading up on some Batman Ego.
Hell
But
yes.
yeah, so that's everything. We'll be back in a couple days. Thank you very much for tuning in. I promise you, not be boring.
See you later.